On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck, I know it's all love. Everything good, keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good, know it's all love, know it's all love. I've been feeling like I'm feeling like a man lately. Can't nobody do it like I can daily. Baddest in the lattice in the land. Body turn your nigga to a fan up, fan up. I made it where I'm at on my own. Had a couple blocks in the road, but I get to the bag on the loan. I be counting stacks while they grow, yeah, you know me. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I come in town, you should slide on me. Keep your minds on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck, I know it's all love. Everything good, keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good, good. Know it's all love, know it's all love.
Good morning again, y'all. Y'all know who it is, man. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well this mañana. Yes, it is Monday, and like it or not, is going down on a Monday. Surprisingly, surprise! Look at me looking down at the camera. Just looking down, okay? Surprise, y'all. Yes, we are here on a Monday morning, man. Bringing y'all the show. I think this is good. It's been so long since I've been up this early on a Monday. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all stay tuned while we are waiting. We will get some shout outs going on here. Make sure no chords or anything don't fall over. Let's see who we got in the chat room this morning. Emily Swamp, good morning. Laura Strada, hey, Laura, love you, miss you. And know that we're praying for you, Laura. And tell mom we said hey as well, too. Lily, good morning. Lily, love you, too. Meat Cakes 87, good morning. Onyx Squared, what's going on? Shade Dragon, Brian West said, morning, Baberta. B Wakely, good morning, B. And yes, y'all heard a B exclusive that was Come to Mama. I'm still waiting for that next gem to come through. She sent me one, too. They sent me one, too. Make sure you send me that, okay? Big Piece, good morning. Close 22, Derek Weinberger, good morning. Gatlin Combo, Jerry McLean, what's going on? Hollywood 2000, good morning to you. Pamela Jones, good morning. Brian West, boo. Benjamin Dixon Show, good morning. Let's see, Jesse Camaro, good morning to you. I think, Julius Dennis, good morning. Al Booger, good morning. Let me see, make sure I get everybody. Quadarius Bennett, good morning. Mary C. the Purple Dragon, what's going on? Zozo Bob, Tawada 106, good morning. And Jay West, good morning to you. Betty Veronica, what's going on? Lizzie Bennett, what's going on? Michael McCullough, man, y'all are in here today. Y'all is in her, like Glorilla say. Y'all is in her. Good morning again to everybody, man. If you have not already, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that other stuff. We are streaming on multiple platforms this morning. You got the Benjamin Dixon Show we're streaming on. You got Rebecca's channel we're streaming on. I'm streaming on my channel as well. And the Like It or Not page. Don't forget about that as well. So I need y'all right now, before the show starts, y'all go to all these pages and y'all go ahead and just click that like button, man. While we're waiting, we're going to get back into some music. And I might tell y'all a dad joke in a few. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Y'all stay tuned, man. Good morning, y'all. Get y'all to roll y'all hips a little bit this morning. Xochitl, I know I'm saying that so wrong. Xochitl, good morning. Don't fight me, okay? I love you, mean it. When you turn me around, when the neighbors yell turn down, we keep it going. Like bum bum bum, throw it back then roll
rotation. Figure it's in the season. Shine bright as that season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. You know like me.
So cheap. Thank you, Brian West. I knew you were good for something. Sochi. Thank you. Good morning, Sochi. Banksy Mechanic, good morning. And Kareem Ransom, I just saw Kareem as well, too. Good morning to you. See, that's why we keep Brian West around. You know. Almost kicked in and lift my head up. Like bum, bum, bum. Roll back in rotation. Figure it's in the season. Shine bright as that season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Can't you? Yeah, you make me feel like we could do. Oh, you make me feel like we could do it all over again. I give Brian West all that credit, okay? Can't you? Yeah, you make me feel like we could do. Oh, you make me feel like we could do it all over again, all over again. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Thank you again, Brian, for that pronunciation. Sochito just actually said that was great pronunciation, so I appreciate that. Pendulous Dragon, good morning to you, Betty Veronica. My channel is David. What is my channel? If you could, David, please drop that in the chat for me, because I don't know. But because Brian was such a big help this morning, good morning, Mama. I love you, mean it. Good morning. I see she just popped in. She's at work. Good morning, Mother. But since Brian helped out so much, this one is for Brian. Thank you, David. Jerry McLean. I'm trying to get it out. Okay, here we go. What does a grape say when it's squashed? What does a grape say when it's squashed? Nothing. It just lets out a little wine.
OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. Watch me walk away, putting myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way, on my way.
It lets out a little wine.
I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. They wanna judge me on Testify. Catch me on Insta, I'm verified.
I knew that y'all would like that one. That's probably one of my favorite ones. I'm not gonna lie.
The best image you've ever seen. You know that you got to the queen. You lose all your senses and reason. I'll give you something to believe.
All right, y'all. The Queen is in the building. The Queen is in the building, man. Like it or not, it's about to go down September 30th. Happy Monday, y'all. Enjoy the Monday. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Like it or not, it's about to go down.
Here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, scheming, trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
Hey guys, how are you? Dang, that was so serious, Ben. Like,
was it?
Yeah, it was giving, 6 p.m.
Oh,
you know where your children are.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. Good morning, though. It's a good morning. The sun is shining. I'm actually worried about you guys. I hate to take off the top rip, but you guys are right in the line of this chemical spill.
Hurricane.
So thank God I'm on the south side.
Man.
But Rebecca, I'm kind of worried too. I just got an alert saying that they're closing down Gwinnett County schools today.
Mm-hmm.
Conyers is like 30 miles away from me, going like northeast or something like that. So I'm avoiding it. Everything's going the other way. But Becca,
are you okay?
I'm okay. I don't go outside. It's too expensive. But for the people who are really in close proximity, who had to shelter in place after sheltering in place just a few days before, that part of it, I'm like, dang, it's ridiculous. So I get worried about that, but that is in a way some of the area of the directions that I do go, and so it's not far from me, so I'm always in those areas, and so that's why I'm like, a chemical spill, which was a reignited fire. So the fire initially started in the morning in Conyers at the biolab, and once that happened, they were able to contain it, and then later on that morning it reignited. So not sure. I didn't go into today and see what updated or what caused it.
Yeah.
But no conspiracy theory from me just yet. But what I do know is that people are sheltering in place. Roads are closed. The explosion was so large you can see it like miles and miles away, just taking place. So that was super scary. And then again, I know a lot of people were saying that, and here, this is where I'm learning as I get older that some things can just be insensitive. And so this morning I burned off my fingertips as well. So I ain't got no fingerprints on these. But anyway, that's it to say. I was thinking like, dang, nothing really happened in some areas that the Hurricane Helen over the weekend was supposed to hit. So people were saying, ain't nothing happened. People, all of this outrage, they always want to do hysteria. And, I do believe sometimes there is hysteria for us to go out into stores and yada, yada. But I don't think that, because there were many parts of Atlanta, Augusta, I think Macon and Tifton,
Valdosta.
They were Valdosta. They were those Buckhead. areas that were affected, flooded. People had to come out and get them. And a news anchor, he was out there in the storm, of course, and a woman was stuck in her vehicle. He went out there and walked over there, put her on his back, and carried her through on a live shot to bring her out of being stuck in her vehicle in the flood. So a lot of places were flooded. A lot of places are flooded. They're still dealing with that today. But a lot of people on the internet is like, oh, all this, Atlanta don't really get hit, yada yada, this and that. It was just a matter of the storm going in a little bit of a different direction. So we did get lots of rain, lots of flooding in the city area, and so. But then you got this biolab situation. Atlanta can't catch a break.
Yeah, no, y'all are. I mean, because I don't even know how well you can shelter in place, not to make the situation worse or make anyone any more scared. But the gas that's being leaked is reaching for miles upon miles upon miles, and they're telling everyone to shelter in place. But I'm like,
and don't turn on your air conditioning units.
Okay, so and even if you don't cut on, I mean, good Lord, Atlanta can't catch a break. But not only Atlanta, like the world. Y'all see. Helene did even more damage in North Carolina. Just in Appalachia. It's really wild out there. And then what's so frustrating about it is that MAGA, they never miss an opportunity to turn a tragedy into a political thing. And they're blaming Ukraine. they're blaming the weapons that we send to Ukraine and saying, before we send another dime to Ukraine, we need to make sure that we can fix the roads and bridges that were just destroyed. I'm like, we just live in a really stupid time, a stupid and a dangerous time right now.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. And then, like Becca was saying, I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, I didn't do anything." 17 deaths in Georgia from one storm. That's pretty big for us. And it keeps on climbing. And then there's a threat of another storm in the Gulf already. So
that's what they're saying week after week. And these are the people, James, that don't believe in climate change, by the way.
Which is a real thing. For real.
Yeah.
And because people believe in climate change, that's also an issue where because they don't believe in.
You lost your good mic. There you go. It should be good now.
The little thing is wiggly, so I have to, I'm on the mic. Anyways, but because they don't believe in climate change means that they're going to believe in stupidity, right? And so you mentioned, Ben, that they're blaming this now on Ukraine and the weapons sent over there, whatever, on Hurricane. And I heard you say it, Hurricane Helene. So I don't know, Hurricane Helen.
Helene. I don't know.
Is it because you're in Florida?
That hurricane, that thing that just came through.
Yeah. It's Helene. They said Helene. I heard like 3 or 4 different news journalists say the summer.
It's Helen, but it could be
Helene.
It's Helene. It got the E on it. When they add the E or something, like you put a Rebecca, a E on Rebecca, it's Rebecca. No,
sure. Helene.
Helene. I'm gonna call it Helene. I'm gonna call it not. Helene. I stand corrected.
The hurricane, no, but you're right. Like it's like here we are. They are blaming it. Of course, they're gonna find something to blame it on. Not me feeling like Wendy Williams dropping the cough drop in my tea, but it just gives. Honestly, they're gonna look for anything. We watched how they politicize everything, but how they politicize it is so dumb. But here's the thing: they don't want to believe there is an issue. There's climate change, at one point I didn't believe that there was climate change long before I got into politics. Back when I was a little thing at the Hill at FAMU, I didn't know anything. I didn't know a thing. I thought climate change was something that they were making up. And I see how powerful the right can just blame it on something else, veer the conversation there, and that's what it is. That's what will happen.
That's their power. That's their, and that's why I honestly, I'm be honest. If you want to know why I was so bleh with my opening. It's because
he tired.
Y'all, we in trouble.
Yeah.
Humanity is in trouble.
For real.
and it's exactly what you just said, Rebecca. Shout out to everyone in the chat room who's like, Ben, you were wrong. Rebecca was right the first time with Helene. I was so wrong. But anyway, humanity is in so much trouble because of what you just said. MAGA has the ability to take anything, any story, any issue, and they can spin it into something that has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter how dumb what they say is. It doesn't matter how wrong what they say is. And the bad thing about it is like they're at a point where it's not just about misinformation anymore. It's not just about lies anymore. It's about the fact that they take those lies and they put it into action. And that action is starting to turn violent. And we are just sitting here like people who know the truth. We're sitting here and we're watching them do it in real time. And it's like, how do you stop a freight train of misinformation when that freight train is headed towards what Donald Trump said last night, a purge? They're actually promoting a purge now. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
So with a little bit of what Donald Trump said last night, could you please get into that with me? I missed that yesterday evening. I did see some commentary. I did see him promising to hold, who was it? In contempt, whoever, I don't know, another company, and saying that they were part of voter fraud. They were the ones that behind the voter fraud, and they were the cause of him not winning the election. I forget what business that he said that he would go after with if he would become president. But I heard a lot of different crazy stuff as per usual of a Donald Trump rally.
I'm going to drop the link, David, for you to pull. He said, and I'll give you a quote real quick while we wait on the link. He said, his idea for stopping crime is for one rough hour. And I mean, real rough. And he says a whole lot more. So it's about a 50-second clip. But what he's essentially saying is to allow the police to go out and just for one day, 1 hour to be as violent as they need to. He literally said this out of his mouth. And the thing about it is that what he's saying is exactly what these little white mass shooters have always wanted to do since they saw the movie Purge. And so now it's in the echo chamber as a purge. And they are repeating it and regurgitating it over and over and over again. And when you really slow down and think about it, is they actually go out and act on this, all these mass shootings. This is what they want. This is what drives them. And now you have the president, the former president and candidate for president egging it on. And then you have this echo chamber that can promote it.
It's almost like everything that's going on within this election, they are taken from the movies. And that's literally what it is. And it's just like almost like, all right, y'all are treating it like nobody's seen these movies, and the ones that are believing it are the ones that haven't seen these movies. I'm like, bro, it's the plot of The Purge. It's the plot of this movie. It's the plot of that movie. Like, you're just this is a big ass joke. That's all this is to him. Yeah.
And Donald Trump and these types of rallies, we would think that after his shenanigans in the past weeks and all these things would show less support for him, but yet people are standing 10 toes down, and he does have where people are still supporting him, but still will say that he's crazy, still say that he's a little bit over the top, but still are choosing to support him, to vote for him. I seen this video and of children or whatever, and I would call them children because they're college students, and they're joining a white fraternity. And in the video, they have a hat where it's Kamala Harris, and then they have a hat that's Trump 2024. And I think for their initiation, they did this video, and for their video was them choosing to Sigma-Phi. I think that's what the name of the thing was, Sigma-Phi. And when they chose that, they chose the Donald Trump hat, and they're like, F Kamala Harris, and they put on the hat. Now, I usually don't have any problem with that because people are going to choose things that are outside of my control and do things that are outside of my control. But the fact that Donald Trump represents hate, division, all of these things that he's done and said, and danger, I think that's problematic, that they're building up these little white nationalist kids, these little KKK kids, these Proud Boys, essentially. And that's what is problematic.
And one step further, Rebecca and David, I see you got the clip there. There's a new study that's showing that attendance in church is going up. Now, you would say, well, Ben, what's wrong with that? You're a pastor. What's wrong with that? It's attendance amongst young white men. Okay, well, Ben, what's wrong with that? These are young white men who are hate-filled. They hate women. They hate every idea. They hate every marginalized group, and they are being drawn into a type of Christianity that promotes violence. They're being drawn into a type of Christianity that promotes not just division, but promotes evil. And when you see that the indoctrination has now moved offline from just being social media to being now they're gathering in their churches, and they're gathering around hate in their churches. It's not like we haven't seen this story before. It's not like we don't realize where the Klan started inside the church. It's not like we haven't seen racial violence like this before, that they're talking about what they want to do. And while they're trying to start it with immigrants, oh, we're just going to deport 20 million immigrants. You know good and doggone well that it's not going to stop there. And when Donald Trump said this last night about one violent day, they're not saying, Donald Trump says this and he tries to get away with it by saying the police, which is bad enough. You don't give police one violent day, but they're not stopping there. These white mass shooter, virgin incel boys, they are saying it's their right. They're going to be the ones to implement. They're going to be the ones who are going to join in with the police on this one violent day. And it's already all over social media. So we have some dark times ahead, y'all.
And I know. So like when you said, you know, how your intro wasn't lackluster. Your intro was super strong. Like, hey, we got some issues. Like America has a problem. And it is Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump's followers. It's the it's the racists. It's all of that. I feel like if we continue to have more so of, if we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
For instance, Justin Trudeau. No, we can get to that later because I'm going to go in on that. But for instance, there are things that we can, that have happened so long ago, like slavery, allegedly, right? That happened so long ago. And they're like, stop talking about it. Like, America's done so much. And like, we offered you guys a whole day, right? In a month. Like, stop talking about it. Like, my family employs so many Black people at their job. Like, just stop talking about slavery and stop talking about people.
So grateful for everything we've done for you.
Like, just stop. This is just had happened. Like what? Centuries ago. Just stop.
You weren't even born yet.
Exactly. What happened centuries ago is still rearing its head systemically, spiritually, emotionally. We look at politically. All of those things have stained all of that for Black people. So Black people are not essentially free in America. And we are fighting for our lives every chance we get. They won't turn us loose. They won't turn us loose. Every time we get something, they grab, like we get Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump is literally bringing back so much where the racists are now saying, yeah, but I don't agree with that because it's Black. I don't like Black people, but you know, I like people as long as I don't hurt them.
They're talking about, JD Vance literally says that we need to have a de-wokeification process where they go through the government and they go through society and they de-wokeify it. Like they're really literally making these phrases up. And he compares it to the
de-wokeify.
I can't even say this one. Where actually I'm just gonna let me stop there because I'm gonna mess up the word and mess up the history. But he's alluding to the process of going through every aspect of our society and removing them from office and removing them from positions of power and replacing them, just like Project 2025 said, with loyalists to Donald Trump. And when you combine that with, and I hope we still have that clip, David, but when you combine that with what Donald Trump said last night, and I need y'all to hear it, I need you to hear what he said, and you combine it with 2025 and their strategy, you really come to terms with the fact that it's not a foregone conclusion. It's on the board, y'all. It's in the realm of possibilities that these white Christian nationalists and all of their supporters will literally be going door to door, starting with immigrants and going to everybody else, Black people, gay people, women who have abortions, women who have miscarriages, everyone.
out that the 950 is a misnomer because you can steal whatever you want. You can go way above. But you'd see, originally, you saw kids walk in with calculators. They were calculators. They didn't want to go over the $950. They're standing with calculators, adding it up. You know, these are smart people. They're not so stupid, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge, Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say, he's right here, he's a great congressman. Would you say, Mike, that if you were in charge, you would say, oh, please, don't touch them. Don't touch them. Let them rob your store. Let all these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have, the whole, it's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough.
There it is.
The word will get out and it will end immediately. End immediately. You know, it'll end immediately.
He's talking about giving them one violent day, one violent hour, and that will deter crime. That's what he's saying. And so this has been picked up by the Nick Fuentes Nazi faction of America, and they've now said Trump is promoting a purge. And they're not saying that to criticize him. They're saying that to say, yes, finally, we get to go down the streets and kill people.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. Okay. The ability to be able to come to the forefront and to have these types of conversations for free, to promote a purge and to say just one violent day, and then we can handle everything, to kill as many people, essentially, or hurt as many people as we want to. And then we can clean up. And then we can get our white worlds back to how we want it. I promise you that as president, I can give you that. And the fact that we are not making more noise about that or being more alarmed by that, even when I watched him at the RNC, the Republican National Convention, when I watched Donald Trump there and how everybody was going on stage and literally mimicking the values of Project 2025 and what is to come and how it was not inclusive. And it talked about people were literally getting on there and almost, they weren't saying it. They were the dog whistling. And it was like, they were saying something is going to come. Again, I said that they changed the name of the Trump supporters to Trumpites. Okay. And how that, like, are you not getting it? They're building this little army of people who are already willing to do whatever they can in the name of Donald Trump. And they're building more of an army so that whatever comes and whatever is to come, and Donald Trump doesn't need to do much. We can look at him historically in his leadership, in the beginning of his leadership. I always go back to Charlottesville, Virginia. And I think about how immediately, because monuments that were racist were being taken down, people took to the streets, went to Walmart and bought tiki torches down the street. But historically, we know how those type of events can lead to Black communities being burnt down, Black people being murdered, Black children who are going to school being followed and threatened by your grandpas and your grandmas years and years ago, all because of them wanting to be, communities wanting to be inclusive. So the simplest thing, like the removal of racist monuments, led to Charlottesville, which is an our day. Not only that, people were planning to, we've covered stories where people planned to do mass murders at concerts that they thought were going to represent the other side or Blackness.
The guy in Atlanta.
Yes.
Recent, was it just this year? Not even last year.
This year, just a few months ago. So this is what I'm saying, and this is what I said. We have to. People think that these are just comments. No, actually, because of Donald Trump's comments, we saw what happened on January 6th. So y'all can't tell me it isn't dangerous. Because of Donald Trump's comments, we saw what happened just recently with Haitians and Springfield. And so Ohio. So we can't say that we cannot be mindful of the capabilities of the crazies that follow Donald Trump. and how they whistleblow and allow these people to do their crimes for them.
Mhm.
I like what Jeff said. Thanks for giving us a heads up on that, James. They want to enable a purge because it would allow those open carry or NRA guys with a hero kink to get the release they have been craving for. Sir, why are you showing us you have a little gun? I guess CFA, is that Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's we gotta laugh, we're not crying, you know. But
No, for real.
But to be honest with you, it's like it is at the stage now where people, you really should be, and I know a lot of people on the left are anti-gun, but if you don't have it in your thinking right now as to how you would defend your family from people who come down your street with guns because they have been authorized and they have been mobilized and they have been encouraged by Donald Trump, then you're not looking far enough down the road. And again, far enough is not even the right word. We're really talking about they want to do this immediately after the election. He wants to be dictator on day one. And these are people I don't know if I've shared this a clip, I have to get it, but if you want to really hear it in their own words, Anonymous, the hacker organization, they put together a mashup of what these Christian nationalists are saying out of their own mouths, the kind of violence they want to enact in out of their own mouths, the way they want to suppress women with their own mouths. Like, you can hear it. And these are not jokes. These people are very serious. And if you aren't thinking about how you're going to protect yourself in this new environment, then I think maybe you haven't really been paying attention long enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all have guns or weapons?
Not in my look, not in my home. In this home, Jesus is my protection. No, but when I think about this in the city that I live in, per se, you think about if a day of purge, and this is just hypothetically speaking, right? And it ain't far off, but we're hypothetically speaking, of course. If there were something like this to happen, how will I protect myself? Right, Becca. I've had many comments, especially when I first started this thing, where racist people would say very, very harmful things. That's why I'm careful about stating my location, where I stay, where I post, where I've been at, because there are people who just hate you for what we stand for, and they will watch and they will stalk and they will find you. They will look for things behind your pictures and all this other stuff. So not having weapons is my choice, because I just don't like the idea of having something so simple in your hand that can end somebody's life, right?
Absolutely.
I don't like that, and quickly at that. So even people being angry, I've heard about those things, and they just, utilize those. And I have a close person to me who witnessed a suicide murder type thing. So no guns for me. No guns for me. But I do understand why people have them. And when people stand their ground where it's supposed to work out for them against these racist people who come up to them and things like that, they still get in trouble. Black folks who carry guns or whatever, they still get in trouble for trying to protect themselves. So I don't really know. But are you guys carriers of guns?
I don't. My relationship with weapons is really different because I have children in my house, and so I don't have them here. So which is even trickier when you talk about people coming into your home. But I want my kids to get over a certain age before I actually put the guns physically in the house. But I definitely do know and have had conversations with my whole community that in my proximity, we know where the guns are and we know how to use them.
That's dope. Yeah, I actually had a friend ask me a couple of days ago, like, you don't have a gun, pepper spray, a taser? I'm like, I got the good sense God gave me and my fist. That's about it. I mean, I don't know. I've shot a gun before a couple of times, but I don't know. I think I'm like Rebecca. It's having something that can end someone's life in an instant or something that powerful. I don't know. But it's situations like these when you hear that somebody's bringing about a purge. I mean, because that's what it's trying to boil down to. Where it's like, damn, do I need to start arming myself if the election goes the way it's supposed to, looking like it's going? And I hope it doesn't go. Should I go ahead and arm myself then? Like November 6th, should I be in the line to get a gun or register for a license? Just
And
like
it
so I
sucks
can
that
feel
you have to
protected.
think. It sucks that you have to think like that. And what's crazy is the people who are the most gun, like they're so gun crazy, and we know that America is pro-gun, and we know what those guns do in America. We know
Yeah.
that a lot of mass murders happen because of white people who are unhinged and that have access to guns for which way or what reason or another. But if we wanted to go out and protect ourselves per se, we wouldn't even be able to do that with a quickness, with a swiftness, right?
That's right.
It's not as easy as they can go and do it, as they
That's
can
right.
get large ARs and
Yeah.
take pictures with their children who are literally fresh out the womb with an
Right.
AR next to it, because we're such a pro-gun country. But they have access to those things. For us, in order to protect ourselves, we would have to do a little bit more. They would actually utilize the law that we keep telling them to put in place for real for every state. They will be like, what's your mental health, looking like?
Yes.
What's this happening? We would have to go through all those walks and all those things for us to obtain. It would always be harder for us. But I say that to say, in this pro-gun country, it's sad that we have to think of that way to protect ourselves and to take care of ourselves. Just a simple thing as as going to the grocery store. We have to think about the time. We have to think about, hey, make sure you don't put anything that may distract you in your ears while you're just simply grocery shopping, because that day a psychopath who had free and clear access to guns decided to come in there and do Trump's dirty work because you were Black. So these are the type of conversations that we're talking about. It is very dangerous. I think I want to go back to what I was saying last week, where I say all of this talk, all of these conversations and all this rhetoric, it's very dangerous. And everything that Donald Trump has said, there has been something that came after it that
That's right.
showed some amount of danger, and somebody has gotten hurt. People have gotten killed. Threats have happened in the name of Donald Trump, and whatever BS that he says when he's in his rallies or when he sends out other people to say it for him. Something has happened because of what Donald Trump has said.
Every time they're empowered by it, they're mobilized by it. And I was talking with my mother the other week, and she had to kind of just, I can tell she had a moment of a resolve and understanding about how bad our plight is. Without the rule of law, white people in history have demonstrated, especially a particular type of white person, white Christians, very specifically, white Christian men have demonstrated not only the desire, but not only the willingness, but the execution of violence like we have never understood. We are people who are generally more peaceful. It's not that we can't commit acts of violence, because I will shoot you if I have to. It's that they organize their violence, and they've organized the mob. And it is the mob that they utilize to enact terror through history, from the Klan to Tulsa race riots. Hell, we can even go back to Christopher Columbus. While it wasn't a mob, it was an act of violence against the people who did not carry that kind of violence in their heart. And we talk about weapons on our side, but it's almost frivolous at this point, because the other side is so well armed and well trained. They take their little 7-year-olds to the shooting range every weekend. They are training their kids to be murderers. And without the rule of law, without actual ability to constrain that devil, then it's almost a lost cause. Now, am I going to give up? Hell no. I will shoot as many of them as I have to before they take me out, because I'm like Lil Wayne, never feed the dirt. I'm never knees in the dirt ever. But we can't win that way, because they have a history of this level of violence. You see these videos that are playing on your screen. If you hear the words, it's even more terrifying.
Right.
They're saying this is what they want to do. There's a clip inside of here where the guy said, if Donald Trump sends out a tweet and lets us be free, you guys are dead in an hour. This is on a broadcast. This isn't, so we have a problem on our hands. And when I was talking to my mother, she was like, it's like they have the power, they have the control, and they don't mind flaunting it and using it. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a group of people who have a history, and it's in their blood to be violent murderers on a mass scale. And what we see happening around the globe with Vladimir Putin, what we see what's happening around the globe in Gaza, is demonstrative of the fact that they will enact enormous amounts of violence. And for what? For what? In the United States, for what? Because somebody used pronouns?
I want to hear some of what's going on, and if we can, in the clips that are playing, because y'all think it's coming from us, but these are from the mouths of these people.
These
on
people
the rise, and people are thirsty for it. They are hungry for this. And we are the Christian Taliban. And we will not stop until The Handmaid's Tale is a reality. And even worse than that.
We need total dictator Trump. I seriously, and there's no argument against it. Oh, the Constitution says this. It's like the Constitution is invalid.
Donald Trump carries the prophetic seal of the calling of God. If you are anointed by Yahweh for a specific plan and purpose, you are a Messiah.
Men make stronger leaders. Men are just better. Men are awesome. I am a firm believer in the patriarchy. I'm a misogynist. You could definitely claim that. You could say I'm a sexist, absolutely.
It's not enough to be against blue-haired feminism. You got to be against women getting educated. Okay? Or else, what are we really trying to achieve here? 1999? We want to go back to the Middle Ages.
See the whole everything going on with Roe, for example, right now, and all the left, becoming completely uncorked, losing their minds. They're saying they're coming after your gay marriage next. They're coming after your birth control after that and everything else. Well, you know what? Yeah. Absolutely.
There was this article from The Atlantic where it's like, well, Alito is on a mission to roll back the past 100 years of rights that were given to women. Yes, that is what we're doing. And it's only going to get worse for you.
They care so much about everybody voting in democracy. And it's like, if you went back to the founding, and the founding fathers would have said something to the effect of like, yeah, women and probably feminine men shouldn't be allowed to vote because then their chaotic nature would manifest throughout society.
That's right. I think our government should be run 100% by Christians. No Hindus allowed, no Muslims allowed. It says, let the women learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man. So how is it that Christian women should be voting?
America is a white and Christian nation, and this should not be controversial.
Joe Biden's a disgrace to this country.
He's a disgrace, and so are all the left and the rhinos, the globalists.
They Gilmore.
Yeah.
Gilmore.
I agree with you on that.
America was built by and for the white Christian people of this nation.
The Bible says, obey them that have the rule over you. So woman, to make your husband's job easier, just obey what he says. When he tells you to do something, just do it.
Men are dumber than men. Women should be subservient to men. Women have no place in male activities. Women have no place in partaking in the...
I'm getting crazy just watching that. Ooh.
We haven't got to the worst part yet.
No, look, when we get to there, let's roll it, because I really would like to hear it. But this is who those people represent. So when I talked about that school of young boys in that university and what they stand for, this is what they stand for. So when they're talking about, and even though they're a fraternity of white boys at a school, this is what they're doing at that school. So your daughter or whoever can be in grave trouble. These are the boys that get away with doing rape, right? Assault. All of these things, these are who get away with it because this is what they think. Misogyny, it works. I am that person. I don't think women should have rights. I don't think this, but they're only for sex purposes. Yet they gay sex isn't allowed. Yeah, if you go through their history, and as we talked about how at the RNC and things like that, those were the people who were actually involved in a lot of gay activity, LGBTQIA plus activity.
They shut down Grindr. They
shut down
they
Grindr,
shut
bro.
down Grindr, and
It's a lot.
It sounds like a
right
joke,
here.
but this is a fact that actually happened. So the what they are saying that they are against, they're actually doing in the background. They're actually benefiting from, but they want to present that these are not the right ways. So they promote the hate so that they don't have to do the dirty work. They promote it. They put it out there. They are the leaders of it. And then everybody else who is eating it alive takes it. And I'll go as far as it's not just the white people. We have people who carry on those those white talking points, those white nationalist talking points, those racist talking points, those where they take marginalized groups and they hurt them with their talking points. And I'm talking about none other than, we know we've seen a lot of rappers in the conversations when it comes to stuff like this. But the latest rapper who we're gonna go to him, and then we got to go back to Justin Trudeau. But we're gonna go to him, and I'm talking about rapper whom I love his music, but Boosie, right? The rapper Boosie, who actually made commentary, since we're on the LGBTQIA conversation, who sat there and at I guess he was getting interviewed somewhere, and in front of so many different people, not only in front of that crowd, that clip went viral. Not only did that clip go viral, his followers who follow him, who he has millions of followers, went over to attack his daughter. And I'm talking about the conversation that he had when they asked him about his daughter's sexuality and his young daughter's sexuality. And he said that, oh, I love her, whatever. She can come around, but she can't come into the house with no partner, with nothing, because I don't want her to contaminate my other kids. Mind you, this is the same Boosie that essentially, I keep using that word because I'm trying to be careful, but raped his son at his birthday. Literally brought a prostitute, a sex worker, to come and have sex with his son, I think when he turned 13 or whatever the age was, to come and take his son's virginity to make sure that he becomes a man. And so this person who took away something from his son is saying that his daughter can't come and contaminate the rest of the children because of her sexuality. I want you to slide over to the video, David. I want you guys to hear exactly what he said at this meeting. And this is where I say that they continuously take on not only white people who stand for it, they know who to get. That misogyny, that runs deep through all of it. Through every race, through every that misogyny. So they know if I can get this group of people with misogyny, we can get this group of people with this and that and that. Here we go, right here. And they can then bleed on people with their nastiness. They can bleed on their own children. Now, let's take a listen. David, swipe over to the video.
My daughter came out and told you she was gay. It was nothing. I mean, she still can't bring her situation to our house. My daughter's grown. Well, why? She's grown. Because I don't want it to contaminate her other. It's a generation we raised. I don't want her kids to get contaminate into her other 6, 7 sisters who look up to her. I want them to bring me grandchildren the right way. If I want grandchildren the right way,
I like that person who they said in the audience.
that's what I'm gonna stand on. You know, if I don't want my other little girl to look at that and say, "What's that, Daddy?" Contaminated. To somebody she looks up to, it's not gonna come around. My grandpa didn't let it. My daddy didn't let it, and I didn't let it. I just hope the one under me, when they take this throne, they don't let it, because that's not what our family believes in.
So she ends up and so she ends up having the conversation as well, joining into the conversation. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, but I also want you guys to hear, if you swipe over, David, you hear what the baby girl actually, how she responds. Beautiful girl too. She looks just like her dad.
She is. Know what a story for real, because this ain't even my character. I don't really be getting on here and giving y'all what y'all want, but I feel like my daddy want me to give y'all what y'all want, and he want me to give him what he want as well. Okay, so he always speaking on my sexuality, The whole world know that. And it been about 2 years now that I'll be quiet. I keep quiet on the shit. I wouldn't say nothing. You know, I just go with the flow. I did everything in my power to understand that this is my father, regardless. Like, I'm gonna accept him and love him for who he is. So I just seen he recently did an interview with Carisha, and he
Let's get the next one.
Used the word contaminating. And putting my siblings in it with that. If you know me, this shit make me so mad.
Bruh.
If you know me, I love and respect my siblings with everything in me. And they respect me and love me with everything in them. When you getting on their nerves, I'm who they call. My siblings, most of my siblings, teenagers. Teenagers you don't want to let grow up. But okay. Another thing. You keep speaking on me gay. You keep doing interviews and I don't say. Use the word contaminating. Nothing, right? The first ever interview you did, you said you found out I was gay, that I like girls and I had a girlfriend from a picture that went viral. That was a lie. I let that slide. I never addressed it. You found out I was gay a year before that. The incident happened in Jamaica when I was a gay B-word, when you called me a gay B-word. So if the world really knew all the things and the hurtful things you told me before and I forgave you, you wouldn't even understand. And no matter how you feel, at the end of the day, nigga, I'm your blood. I am your daughter. That's right. And me, I feel like I done been through the most with you. And every time I turn around, it's like you bash me. It's like you bash me. And it's like the whole world can go against you, but Ivan won't. Since I've been a little girl, I never would go against you.
Okay, we can stop it right here because it gets very, very intense. And she, goes into how she still loves her father. But this is, and I say this to say, the same way that Boosie is acting, mind you, he's going to stand 10 toes down in that. That's that same, to me, you're acting in the same way that white people act, but expect us to be as well to each other and how we continue to move on. That misogyny, that whole thing of control, that whole thing of power, you need your name to continue and your daddy and your granddaddy's daddy and all them people and all of that. But you're also the same person that had somebody come and take away your children, your son's virginity, basically rape them. You're also somebody who spoke in defense for Diddy after the whole situation and the video of him literally brutally beating Cassie came out. You are the person that came in defense of them. And now your daughter, who knows all this about you, is still offering grace and love to you and protecting too, saying, don't bring my siblings whom I love and I protect into this conversation that is between you and I. And hearing that and seeing that and knowing, this is where I was going to go with it, the same way that Donald Trump can say something and all of his fans and followers will attack and do something dangerous. This baby's life is now in danger, in my opinion, because everybody that went under there to call her some gay this, some that, she's been having to deal with that so much. And if something were to happen to her, because of the millions of followers Boosie has, that have the same alignment, the same thinking with him, who are attacking her for just who she is.
Let me tell you why she gonna be straight. Because we ain't gonna let that shit happen. Boosie, he doing all of that crap is for likes and views because he's just somebody. He's just like Charlton West Charles, whatever his name is, saying all this stuff for likes and views and effing clicks. And this just pissed me off so bad because that's all it's for. You do all this bashing because you know that it's going to bring attention to you because you ain't had shit and did shit in years. So the only way that you're going to be able to get any kind of views and damn likes is by bashing your own goddamn daughter. And I want to thank my daddy for not being like this effing asshole who don't give a damn and you're going to call your daughter a gay bee. So thank you, daddy.
Mm-hmm.
For sticking beside me. Mama, I love you too, but you already knew. But thank you, daddy. Because he showed me, and I don't want y'all to think that every black man is like this because they not. But you do have those people, those black men sometimes that we don't have to worry about Donald Trump and the rest of the country. We still got to worry about the black people in our family that's putting our asses, treating us like we're just some kind of freaking disease. Like we can't have a life. You worry about your daughter contaminating the other kids. Nigga, your fucking kids is born like that. They don't be born like that any goddamn way. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
And I agree with you on that, but I will say I think that Boosie does believe this. I don't think it's only for fame or for whatever. He's literally putting his daughter out on the lifeline or out there to be talked about crazy because he thinks this. He believes this. He said his daddy's daddy, his daddy is all that. This is that type of
that so
illness,
rooted.
that sickness, that yes. So now he's saying I gotta do it because this is what it was. Meanwhile, you are the same person that hosted, I think it was a cucumber party, sexualizing women, doing these different things to women, in defense of abuse to women, just protecting these people. R. Kelly, Diddy most recently. This is what you do, and you throw your daughter out on the fire because this is the worst thing you can be, is a gay person. This is the worst thing you can be. And then it ain't for no religious purposes, but I bet you he will carry it that way. And also because the name of the family needs to be carried. So I can't have this contamination with my other children. This is your seed. And you put her out there in the front of everybody. Not for likes, because you are upset about her lifestyle. So you did it because out of hate, out of resentment, out of whatever it is that went against what you wanted your daughter to be. And listen, we ain't never gonna be we're not always gonna be what our parents want us to be. But I know one thing, like you said, Bubba, my dad still loves me. I'm not always going to do what my father wants me to do, but my dad still loves me. And Boosie cannot say that he's acting out of love because he lets her come into the home. He can't say that. And one thing about us is we also are taught as a Black community that's still your dad. And she was saying that. And for me, I go by that too. That's still my father. And if I choose to forgive my father, I choose to forgive my father. But the pain that I see oozing out of her, the brokenness while she's still trying to protect her siblings in conversation. And she was also protecting her father within the same conversation. Yeah. So go ahead, Ben.
I watched the whole video. Let me start here. He said Boosie talk about his daddy did it and his granddaddy did it. I guarantee you your daddy probably beat your mama.
Yep.
I guarantee your daddy cheated on your mama. I guarantee your granddaddy beat his wife if he even was married to her. And even if he cheated on her. I guarantee you they got kids somewhere that you don't know about. So if it can't be a thing about the righteousness and the quality of your daddy and your granddaddy, Boosie, go one step further. Your daughter said it best in the very last 10 seconds of that video. She said, I grew up listening to you perform a song about girls kissing in the back seat. And he said that's one of his number one songs. And she said, like how, what was I supposed to think? How was I supposed to grow up? Here, Boosie is condemning his daughter for the very thing that he promoted for years and years and years. And so it's a level of hypocrisy. It's a level of ignorance. It's a level of hatred. And it's a level of abuse that is present in every community. And I'm not quite sure why. There's plenty of, we can get into the psychology of it or whatever, but it really does boil down to control. It boils down to having power over women. It boils down to having control over your daughters. And Rebecca, the last thing is, you already said it, but I just want to, the fact that Boosie paid money for a sex worker to come in and sexually assault his sons, and he believes that that is more appropriate than his daughter liking another woman, really shows you how twisted and how perverse his thinking is. But it's not just Boosie. There are so many men who think like that. There's so many men who think that that's how they raise strong boys. That's how they raise strong men. And that's exactly how we get to where we are today, with a whole generation of little Nazi boys who can't control women. And so instead of getting themselves together, they become mass shooters, they become rapists, they become all these things that we see, and they're all connecting with each other now. And the scary thing about it is they're not just connecting with each other, they're connecting across races. You have black little Nazis like this who are teaming up with the white Nazis like this, all because they can't control women.
No, that's absolutely what it is. Go ahead.
I was about to say, somebody said the toxic masculinity, but the other part of that is they're not secure in their own sexuality, because when they were coming up, they were scared to be who they are. So now you have to dig down into your kids, and it's just going far back as we can remember, to try to dig into these kids. No, you should be straight. You should marry a woman. You should do this. You should do that. You should beat your wife. They should be in the kitchen cooking your dinner. No, bro, that is not this.
It's
never gonna be.
And then when this gets, he's talking to Caresha, mind you, Caresha, who is associated with Diddy in some way, shape, or form, who is taking over Revolt, which is a Diddy platform now taken over by other people. But he's talking to her, and Caresha is also somebody who said, "I don't want my son to be gay. I want my son to be gay." Your son is, first of all, having this conversation where your son is literally 2-3 years old is insane. Who asked you for this type of conversation? I want my son to be gay. He can't be gay. He can't da-da-da-da. But I love how Ivana said, my father, which is one of my favorite songs, right? But my father had this song where two red bones kissing in the backseat, girl, don't stop, keep going. It relaxed me. That's lyrics from Boosie that we dance to every homecoming, every time we go back to fam, she's right. And as a little girl hearing that, your father is saying that it's okay to be gay, and then you are gay, and now you're a contamination to the...
He ain't gonna blame himself though. He's not going to look at himself and realize that you created the conditions, the very let peradventure. Let's just go down a train of thought. Let's set aside being born that way, and let's go with how you were raised. Boosie, that's one of your biggest hits. Your daughter listened to that probably every day, 2-3 times a day. You used to perform it all, and you're not going to look at yourself, but you're going to instead say that she's the contamination. No, my brother, you are the contamination.
You are the contamination. Absolutely.
Yep. And we already know what this is looked down at in the Black community, especially if you're Caribbean. You're marginalized. Oh, baby.
It's worse.
It gets crazy, okay? Yeah. You get sent off, you get detached from. I'm surprised to see some gay Haitians who are finally being posted on the predominantly, Haitian pages or content. I'm surprised to see that actually being a thing, because I know how much it's looked down at. But parents are starting to realize, whether or not I agree with my child's lifestyle, I love my child.
Right.
I love my child, and I would never go out there and put my kid in a position to be attacked by millions of people, and to be for who they are, and for something that I promoted for a very long time.
What a pathetic father this dude is. These kids are abused on every single level. Of Boosie's children are in danger.
Yes.
They are in danger. Look at them. And is this the Carisha that was she dating Diddy most recently?
Yeah, this is Young Miami. She's the last person that we know. Yes.
Now she's gonna talk of all people.
Yes.
Who gonna talk about?
Now I will say I love y'all, Mammy. Okay. Now she probably said she didn't want her son to be gay, but let's be honest, she has several gay friends. I mean, her best friend is Santana, who is 1,000%, 100
No,
times
I'm not
gay.
saying that, but that's still anti-gay rhetoric. Whether or not
Yeah.
that's like me saying I got black friends. I don't like when white people say it. That makes you not racist. No, but your family is racist and your thought process is racist. So I don't care if your friends is this and that and da 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 da. You are Santana can take it because Santana has also been somebody who's been in an environment where they telling him, we don't want a little boy who's gay either. We know that, from Santana's upbringing. So.
Is this the same Carisha that said that threatened somebody saying I could get Diddy to force you
put you on your knees to Diddy's recent baby mama?
Yeah.
Force her to get on her knees and to do X, Y, and Z to her.
Sexual acts that in an abusive manner. And I can get Diddy to do that to you. Because Bubba, imagine if I were to tell you, as your friend, as you my gay friend, and you don't even perceive as gay just on a look, right? But I'm like, I don't want my kids to be gay. I could want a certain lifestyle for my kids. We all do. I'm pretty sure you want one, whatever. But I'm telling you, as somebody who had to grow up hiding who they were, because of the same thing that Carisha has said has been told time and time again. So the child ends up fighting himself or who they are or herself or whatever the case may be. And no support. And now going down, like you were telling me, you had to go to parties in disguise and your daddy had to find you.
That was funny.
Right. Parties that are dangerous. Some kids are going online and meeting with older people to experience something and acceptance for who they are. So parents, whether or not you like it, you birthed this person, you created this person. There's nothing you can do about the lifestyle they have unless you can. But when it comes to stuff like that, you need to either support them, talk to them, to let them know that that's how you feel right now. You just feel like you can't change it. You're upset about it, but I love you always and I support you. There are ways. I'm not even a parent yet, and there are ways I want my child to be, but my child may not be that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I have gay friends that always say, I don't want my child to be gay.
And why is that? Because of how.
And about to say it's because of everything that they went through coming up as being a person. I'm like, and it's always one of those things, like you said, Becca. I can have a way that I want my child to be, but if that's the way that they are, then that's where they are. I'm not going to do anything to fight, stop, or change their mind. Now, to me, that's when it becomes the issue to me. Like, if you have a child and you are starting to do stuff to try to sway your child to become one thing, baby, you're going to fail. I don't like to say I don't have kids either, but I already tell you, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
These people think it's crazy. We live in a country where they believe there's a whole bunch of people, black, white, and other. They all believe that if they oppose abortion, they are moral. And if they oppose same-sex attraction, that they are moral. Never mind the fact that Boosie just paid someone to come sexually assault his children. Never mind the fact that Carisha is out here threatening people with sexual assault. Never mind the fact of everything else that they do that shows that they are deeply immoral people. They think they have some kind of moral high ground. At least I'm not gay, is what they say, right? At least I don't do that. But baby, you drugging people. You drugging people and raping them. You think you moral? You
right.
Putting firebombing Kid Cudi's car, Diddy. You think you moral?
No arson.
All these people think they have some kind of higher. Oh, at least I don't support abortion. You beat your wife every week. What are we talking about here? You cheat on your wife, but you oppose abortion. You somehow moral. Man, God, Lord, come, Jesus, come,
Lord, please sound the trumpets, Lord.
Like, because God, is this the same people that you said we supposed to? I don't turn the other cheek.
They more listen. I would rather be in hell than to be around in heaven around this type of Christian. I'm sorry. Send me to hell.
And here are the people that are also going to use God's name. You're talking about two red bones kissing in the backseat, right? You're talking about all these sexual things. You're talking about guns and this and that. These are all things that in the Bible too are that say you can't do these kind of things. But yet, these are the same people that want to go back and grab the Bible and say, but in my house, the Bible says X, Y, and Z. And my mama, she was a praying woman.
She's praying because her daddy was beating her across the head.
Right, and I bet you your mama is praying over your daughter. Your mama is praying over your daughter to cover her, not just to make her free from being what she is, who she is, what she believes right now. Y'all can't. Again, this man promoted the same thing. That's simple enough for me. I rest my case.
Absolutely.
But even deeper. Y'all said it, but I hadn't got a chance to say it. I got to say it. This Negro sat on stage in front of a whole audience and attacked his own child.
That's the crazy part for me.
There is no situation. There's no situation that my children can do that's going to make me actively attack. Listen what his daughter said in the clip, and I wish we had just that portion. She said, "Not once have you refused to answer one of those questions about me." And she said, like every time that somebody asked me, what about my daddy and what about Boosie, I refuse to entertain that conversation. And she said, you can't even give your own daughter the benefit of the doubt of not answering those type of questions. And that's how pitiful of a father you are, Boosie.
Absolutely. You sit on stage to talk about your own child.
That's what got me.
And and the way I am, and I'm sure y'all are like this too, if there's an issue with my partner or my children, like, okay, children maybe, and I'm not being you all like, I might talk to other friends about my children, or I'm gonna stand beside them because of my kids. I'm not gonna get on a stage and physically and emotionally sit here and just drag them, saying they're a contamination. Come on, man.
My child's an abomination. You know, this is where over religious or over misogyny, over all of this, where the extremism, that extreme part comes into play. I'm willing to throw my daughter in front of my millions of fans. I'm willing to disown and denounce my daughter in front of an audience already. In front of an audience, talking to a woman that, you know, used to date the man that I was in defense of, right? Who is part of a group that is beating women, raping women, assaulting women. Meanwhile, I'm saying this about my daughter, and I promoted this activity in front of her as a child for so long. I had a daughter. This is the same Boosie that had a daughter or something. He coming home, man. He coming home, man. Whatever the hell it was. Your kids had to endure you in the most. You weren't even there at some point in time for these kids, and they've been waiting for their daddy, and now they got their daddy here, and the way that you are literally supporting them, you're acting like you might as well just stayed in jail.
Shout out. I was getting ready to criticize the fact that Caresha and this type of thinking has that level of platform, right? Because it's kind of insulting as a decent human being to see that Caresha and Boosie can get on a stage in front of millions, in front of thousands of people, and then online in front of millions of people and spread this ignorance, right? That's an insult to just everything, especially the Black community. Like, why does so much ignorance get so large of a platform? But shout out to that portion of the audience that recorded that clip, because they were like, nah, Boosie.
They were like, contamination.
Like, contaminate. And I'm glad that in her audience that there were those people that did that. And part of me wants to believe that maybe that was the reason why she had his punk ass on there. And I know this was from the Revolt Live, I think a couple of weeks ago or last week here in Atlanta. So I'm glad that she had that. She had him on there to show what the piece of the POS that he really is. And hope everybody listen to that and just listen to this man. And I'm glad the audience was going against him. Because that's terrible.
He should be broke by
bro. But you know what? It goes back to what Rebecca says. You got these people that listen to this crap and they gonna put this money in this man's pocket because he spewed this type of hate.
Wow.
And you know what's crazy? They say, oh, well, we're living in this new era, this new day. But like I was saying, a lot of those old ways and old thinkings, they drag into today, and it
Yes.
brings hatefulness, and it brings division, and it brings pain, and it's very, very dangerous.
Dangerous, because somebody who would do this to his daughter, what do you think he'll do to somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Think about men who abuse their wives. A lot of times they're cowards, so they probably won't do it somewhere else, but there's the level of violence that they're harboring and they're willing to take and use on somebody else. Like this, Rebecca, you said it. You said misogyny, but somebody in the comment section said patriarchy.
Yes.
I swear on everything, one of the greatest devils on this planet, one of the greatest demons, if not the top one. I know white supremacy is a monster and we got to slay that devil, but patriarchy is a close second, if not number one. That thing has been destructive throughout world history. And if we don't get our hands around its throat and strangle it and bury it, then it's going to bury us.
Yes, it will. And interestingly enough, it's going to be a little hard pivot, but the same way I was saying how they want us to forget, and we can't, right? We can't forget these type of things, and systemically, they want us to say that, Boosie has grown as a man, Boosie is a father now. Boosie is this. It's the same person that has a yearly party with over-sexualization, again, who thinks that his daughter cannot be free and who she is when he taught that. Right? When he put that out there, but also in a dangerous manner. And she's just living her life. She's just trying to be who she is. And he doesn't want her to be that. He doesn't want that in his household, yet he spreads that out for everybody else, right? For the thing that he allegedly doesn't agree with. He doesn't agree with it when it comes to it being his daughter. But moving forward, a lot of people don't agree that we've played on this show a lot of, and this is going to go back to censoring the Haitians, but a lot of people don't agree that Haitians aren't really in danger in this country. They should go back to their country and take care of themselves and stop asking America for a handout. Meanwhile, Justin Trudeau, you can grab that video.
Oh, I like that clip.
Justin Trudeau, who was seen walking down the street or wherever he was for a meeting, was questioned about why does America
run Haiti that money?
Why do Haitian people, why are they still paying for their freedom? Can you answer us that? Why are they still paying for their freedom? They're suffering because of them financially, because they had the audacity to free themselves fair and square. And they're still paying for, yes, it was asking France. It wasn't Justin Trudeau, it was Macron. Thank you. My bad, Justin. You in Canada, buddy. It was Macron. Yes, out of France. And they were asking him. So yes, let's take a listen for what happened. And my bad, Justin, for real. Big up.
Because you were about to go off on Justin Trudeau.
Look, all the white French folks. No. Play it.
Haïti, il va repayer Haïti. C'est quand la France va repayer Haïti. La dette d'indépendance, 40 milliards de dollars, monsieur Macron. Quand vous allez repayer cette dette d'indépendance? Monsieur Macron, est-ce que tu vas aller payer la dette d'indépendance à Haïti? Tu vas repayer Haïti. C'est quand la France va repayer Haïti. La dette d'indépendance, 40 milliards de dollars, monsieur Macron.
You see how they walk up to him? Yeah. So basically, he's yelling out, why is it that Haiti had to pay for their freedom? They need to be repaid. So when will France repay them all that money back? When will the reparations come? When will France do that? And mind you, Trudeau was there. So look, all the white French folks, Trudeau was there. The meeting was with Macron and Justin Trudeau of Canada. So they were meeting, but the questioning happened and said, listen, Macron, when will France pay back Haiti for them getting their freedom and paying for their freedom? When? And he looked at them and shrugged. Basically, and then the security was like, "Hey, yo!" Like
ran up on him.
Yeah. And here's my thing: they want us to forget that was so long ago. Oh my God, like so long ago. We don't have to talk about that anymore. With this so long ago, I gotta do the accent, whatever, the American Frenchy accents. But that was so long ago. Haiti. Where they at right now, there's nothing that France could have done to put them in this situation, yet Haiti has been paying France for their freedom for a long time. Because we whooped their ass, won the country, helped other countries get their independence, and we were the first Black republic in the world to do so. And we have been paying France every dollar. We need it back.
Something's got to change because you
need it back.
Think about the conditions they fought and won their freedom, but under threat, they had to start paying these reparations to France, and it's been going on for hundreds of years. Like what 1804.
Mm-hmm.
So over 200 years. Are they still paying right now?
In a way, yes, but yes, we need our money back. We need every dime back. And Chase Bank, I believe, who now is Chase Bank, was a part of the messes too. They was the ones that was the banks that was collecting from us. I want to say it's Chase today because they were under another name then. But yeah, y'all favorite American banks. Oh yeah, well, America has nothing to do with it. Lies. They got their hand in everything. And so now we have Citibank. Look, did you all the wrong names? Citibank. Citibank is what is one of the banks that we had to pay back, and that is under literal America. Swear they got nothing, no connection, no nothing. When that man sat down and tried to give his point of view and said, "Well, Haiti's just looking for a handout." No, America was built off of none of their hands go into anything built off of American nothing. Black Americans built it with their blood, sweat, and tears. The indigenous people already had a life here before. So historically, we know how America likes to go into these countries, take, and then go back and sell a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
France, a superior nation, right? Of course. A white superior nation has been selling the whole rhetoric that Haiti is such a poor country, destabilized, has always been destabilized. When you look into history, Haiti was once one of the most richest lands in the world. So I say that to say, run the coin back. Reparations. But we know how white folks feel about reparations. But tell me, why do we have to pay for our freedom when we did? Because if y'all would have won, if France would have won, Haiti wouldn't have paid for nothing. They ain't had nothing to pay. But we did this with our blood, sweat, and tears. Won the country fair and square.
It does.
And they said you're gonna have to pay
that part. That's the part. I think when I was talking with my mother, I think that's kind of the subtext here, right? There is no fair and square in this thing. There is no we won, so we get to play by the rules that everybody else gets to play by. No, it is a continuous for hundreds of years, this entire world experiment. I didn't just contextualize it. It's not just right now. It's not 2024. It's not the end of slavery. It's not the Haitian Revolution. It's all the way back through time. Since beginning of recorded history, we have been playing of white supremacist control. We have been underneath a regime that is as brutal as it is, as much as it is a liar. Like they set up rules. We abide by those rules. They change the rules because they don't like the advantage that we get, right? We win a war. Haiti wins a war. Does that mean Haiti is going to be left and be independent? No, they're going to threaten Haiti for the rest of its existence, and they're going to interfere with Haiti for the rest of its existence. Why? Because it was never about winning something fair and square. It was always about, we are going to dominate you through force somehow, some way. And that has been all of world history, y'all. That is the entirety of recorded world history since these white supremacists have gotten in power. And then above white supremacy is the patriarchy. It's the same exact struggle it has always been. And right now we're living in the results. We're living in a society that is destroying itself because of the powerful have said, we don't care what the rules are. We will break them. We will change them. And if we got to murder you, if we have to have a day of purge, like Donald Trump said. If we have to do all these things, it doesn't matter. We're willing to do it because it was never about a meritocracy. It was never about a system where if we happen to win the race, they will concede power. No, they don't want to ever concede power, and they will fight and kill everybody they have to in order to maintain that power.
Yeah.
Yep. Look. Yep.
Yeah.
and you know what's crazy? Because look, that's crazy. You know what's crazy? The same kind of ideals we see Black people dealing with in their own countries, but in also just in America and other places, we see that no matter what Black people can do, fair and square, no matter how we will fight for what they told us to fight for, no matter how much we can meet the criteria, even though it took every bit of sweat and just our whole dignity, and our pride, everything. And every single thing that they've taken from us, and we finally did what we have to do to meet the criteria, they will move the goalpost a little bit more, and they will say, you never met that. We never said that. And make us harder, no matter what. They will literally tell us, go build your own communities. And when Black people went to go build their own communities right here in America, what did they do?
They burned them down. They came door to door. They lynched us. They destroyed it. And when we didn't even have communities, but we had pockets, we had little neighborhoods, not whole communities. We had neighborhoods in the 60s, and we had families, and we were thriving. What did they do? They flooded our communities with cocaine, with crack cocaine. What did they do? They made sure that our communities were broken up. And it wasn't. It's never been about how well behaved minorities or women can be. It doesn't matter how good we are. That's why that's always like somebody say, oh, you got good, your kids are so well behaved. Kiss my ass. Don't talk about how well behaved my kids are, because I know no matter how well behaved they are, this system is going to find a way to destroy them as much as they possibly can. Because as soon as we get something good going, they have folks who are waiting there to take it away, and it has been done throughout history. Rosewood, Camilla, Georgia, Tulsa. We get that. That's only the top 3 I can think off the top of my head, but there are hundreds of examples.
Yep. And we're still dealing with this. I'm like, nobody can tell us it was so long ago. No, because we're still dealing with it systemically, all types of ways. We're still dealing with it in everything you can think of. Oh my goodness. Let's not get into how we deal with it with employment. Let's not get into how we deal with it with just all these different ways. We see how no matter how hard we work, we will continue to have to work harder. And the thing is, we will work harder. That's not the problem. But the fact that they keep moving the goalposts every time we meet the criteria, whether it's 100 years later or 2 days later, they will continue to move the goalposts and make us keep working till insanity.
No. Until the end, until you are dead. And it's not even enough. It's not even enough when you're occupied. It's not even enough when they have you in a 25-mile strip and you are occupied. White supremacy will go as far as to destroy you. There is no satisfying this devil. And it has been a devil that has been dominant on this planet since recorded history. I'm thinking about it in the whole arc of this universe. God, you got to do something about these. This is the real thing here. Okay. This is spiritual wickedness in high places.
Absolutely.
Like, this is the devil. These are demons. I mean, just you said it, Rebecca. Think about housing. Let's bring it back down from the high. Think about you do everything that you can to save your money to live, and you just living paycheck to paycheck. What do? They make living harder. They make rent higher. Then they intentionally raise the prices. What do? They make it so competitive where you have 30 people trying to get one house to live in. And what the goalpost is moved on. Box of cereal for $7. They saying, oh, it's just inflation. No. It's price gouging, and we have a record of that. So no matter how well we perform, they are going to find a way to make it even more difficult, because it's a game to them. And the game is, how can they keep the majority of society down?
And so that's a good place to end that. How can they keep the majority of society down? How can they keep the marginalized communities down? How can they keep Black folks continuously down? They continue to put out lies. They continue to put out rhetoric that's not true. And that's how they're able to always move the goalposts. And that's how they're able to always get these people with hate in their heart and division, and people who are naturally, or these families that are built generation after generation, that, hey, Black people are bad no matter who they are.
Yeah.
So always see them as a threat. This is how they feed them. This is how they keep them the way they are. And this is how we place them into seats where they become our leaders in these different communities. So that community that's predominantly Black, that you got that white leader in, and then you figure out, whoa, this is what he thought about us all the time. I'm talking about Louisiana Republican Congressman Clay Higgins, who a few days ago, after we still are dealing with the comments about Haitians in America, of the false comments that were given by JD Vance out of Ohio, Springfield, Ohio, that they're eating the pets. And they made sure to use the word pets because we know how Americans feel about their pets. We've already gone through that. Watch our previous videos. But just 5 days ago, Louisiana Republican Congressman Clay Higgins, who has now deleted this tweet, tweeted out, said, LOL, these Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cults, slapstick gangsters, but damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president, because Haitians did that after he made those false statements. And we'll get to that in a second. But filing charges against our president and VP. That's not our president, actually. Donald Trump is not our president. And,
I missed that. You're right.
JD Vance is not our VP. But saying filing charges against our president and our VP, all these thugs better get their mind right and get their ass out of our country before January 20th. Again, another whistleblowing thing, because what the hell is going to happen on January 20th?
The purge. That's what they want to happen. That's
so
what they want
since
to happen.
then, this post was taken down, but this was in response to the fact that a Haitian nonprofit group was seeking criminal charges against former President Donald Trump and JD Vance for them repeating these claims about the Haitians, migrants in Springfield, Ohio, eating pets, which has since been debunked. From day one, it's been debunked, but debunking has happened in so many different ways. I don't know how much they can make this that statement more of a lie. But even the person over the investigation of these false claims, even the person over the investigation of his alleged assassination attempt in West Palm Beach, Florida, which is my hometown.
Girl,
the lawyer is Haitian.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
The attorney, not the attorney, but what is his position? Anyway,
yes, he's
the irony of it. Oh my God,
he's Haitian, and with the most Haitian name, I wish I remembered it, but he's Haitian. And this was just days after he kept saying that they eating the cats and eating the dogs, all this other BS. And now we know there's an investigation happening in these lower tier Haitians, right? These Haitians that bring all the stuff. This Haitian in a high position in West Palm Beach, Florida, is going to be over your whole investigation, beloved.
And I guarantee you, he's gonna do an outstanding job, even though the petty in him may want to say, I ain't gonna find this man guilty of nothing, But this attorney is going to do his job with excellence because that's how he got there in the first place. But Rebecca, the nerve of this man, of Clay Higgins, right? And thank you for pointing out that he's talked about our president and our VP. I missed that for a whole week. I missed that. This man Donald Trump ain't our president, and JD Vance is not our VP.
Hell to the no.
Look at the word sophisticated. He means sedity. He means uppity. He's saying, look at what he said. It doesn't matter how far you go. Once you have degrees and pedigrees and experience, and you get high-ranking positions, then they start insulting you as being sophisticated, as if you are outside of the norm for a Haitian, right? The fact that these Haitians got together in Springfield and charged, right? They brought charges against Donald Trump and JD Vance, and now it's up to the judge to determine whether or not they're going to actually send out an arrest warrant. Probably won't happen. But the fact that this Haitian community's organization used the law as it is designed.
They are
meeting the criteria But now a congressman, a sitting congressman saying, you too sedity for us, get out, get your asses out by January 20th. That's another example of moving the goalposts. If we play their game and we're better at it, then they would just outright threaten us because it was never about how well we could play the game. It was about how well they can keep us down with the game.
And the organization, the nonprofit organization, is the Haitian Bridge Alliance, who comes to the aid of Haitians, especially when all of these false claims happen. They are the first ones, one of the first ones, because there's other groups as well who are nonprofit, but they will. They don't care who you are. What's up with it? So now they're looking for. They're asking for. I think the ACLU is looking for Clay Higgins to step down. Because of his comments. And so he removed, and here's what they do. They love to do this one right here. When it got a little hot, when Donald Trump didn't stick up for him, when the VP, right? When the president and the VP didn't say, that's my boy. When they didn't do that, he was like, I made a mistake.
They gotta walk them comments back.
I just But it's funny. He said that he made a mistake. They said at the meeting, I think at one of the meetings, this is what I'm reading it, right? And I find this to be funny, but there are two parts to this because this is what white folks do. They said he was approached on the floor by colleagues who said that it was offensive by his own colleagues. But then he went to the back and he said, I just talked to him about it. And he said he went to the back and he prayed about it. He prayed about it and he regretted it, and he pulled the post down. That's what you want the gentleman to do. I'm sure he probably regrets the language, and this is on video. What I'm saying is right now, it's actually on video. It regrets the language, and this was by I think it was House Speaker Mike Johnson who was repeating this for him. But this is what you want to do, the gentleman to do. I'm sure he probably regrets the language he used, but we move.
We forgive.
We believe in redemption around here. Right after damage is done, after bomb threats is being called into a whole damn city, after folks is being threatened to be murdered because of them being Haitians and people afraid of them being their pets. Really? We believe redemption around here. Okay, but listen, Higgins said, no, you know what? F that. CNN put me on the line, turn the mic on. And he said, it's all true. I can put up another post, another controversial post tomorrow if you want me to. I mean, we do have freedom of speech. I'll say what I want. He said it was intended. Then he went on to try to say it was intended for Haitian gangs.
Haitian gangs.
Good. And they will stab you in your chest and say it's in your best interest that we stab
It's in your best interest. The sky is green.
And the grass is blue.
And I am sick of this. See, this is what I'm telling you. After the damage is done and the dangers are already out there and the fear is already put out into the atmosphere and people, my mic, because I was getting ready to go in.
Your mic is good.
Your mic good, yeah.
Your mic is good. Your camera not so much.
My camera not so much. So y'all continue. I'm gonna get the battery.
No, actually, David, I dropped the clip of Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson actually saying this, we live in such the best word I have for it, folks, I'm sorry, is asymmetrical. It is an asymmetrical war that we are in, where their side can literally say anything, do anything, and get away with anything. There is no crime. There is no mistake. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing that can be done on the right is wrong. Everything that is done on our side is wrong, no matter what. Everything. Listen to this clown who needed Democrats to help him get a continuing resolution, but I digress. Go ahead.
Any comment on the tweet that Clay Higgins put out today about Haitians?
I heard about that on the floor just now as well. Clay Higgins is a dear friend of mine and a colleague from Louisiana, and a very frank and outspoken person. He's also a very principled man. And I think he tweeted, I didn't even see it, but he tweeted something today about Haitians, and he was approached. Okay. Well, look, he was approached on the floor by a colleague who said that was offensive. He went to the back. I just talked to him about it. He said he went to the back and he prayed about it and he regretted it and he pulled the post down. That's what you want a gentleman to do. I'm sure he probably regrets some of the language he used, but we move forward. We believe in redemption around here.
Any comment on the tweet that?
I just want to note the
I'm gonna go back because I want to see what the reporter said to him that did this, but his eye roll here, interesting.
Flavor, yeah.
He was approached. Okay. Well, look, he
Ooh,
was approached on the floor.
What did he mean by January 20th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the comment about January 20th. He was questioned about, okay, what about his January 20th
Oh,
mention?
there's something else, and he's rolling his eyes about it. So he can excuse this one, but he can't. But he's just gonna like shrug off another one.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Rebecca, are you saying that Clay Higgins came back afterwards and said, "Nah, that's not how I
Oh, he
really
said,
feel"?
yeah, no. I said what I,
What I said.
Listen, I said what I said. Look,
stood
I'm
10 toes down.
And then he tried to come like add to it. Oh, while there is free speech, I was talking about Haitian gangs though.
Yeah, we are in trouble. Humanity is in trouble.
These
Society's
people,
in
bro.
trouble. It is we are less than 4 years away from a world that looks like Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Viktor Orban, Marie Le Pen. And what they do with that is to invade Ukraine, deport over in the United States, deport 20 million immigrants. And there's going to be a whole lot of folks who are naturalized citizens who are going to get deported in that. What are we looking at? We're looking at a whole global order that has the democracy is dead, right? That truth is dead, that science is dead out of necessity. Right? Science has to die because science betrays the conservative movement. Right? We're really looking at something even worse than idiocracy. Idiocracy was funny. We're looking at idiocracy matched with Hitler all across this world, and we're right on the doorsteps of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo.
So get your guns.
No,
we don't.
for real.
We don't have enough guns to beat these people.
Yeah. I think this should just we say this all the time, but there's more of them than there are of us. And that's what sucks about it. I know that we'd like to think that we are a marginalized group here in America. We just are. We make noise. We do the most work. We carry the country. I'm talking about Black people and immigrants, Black and brown immigrants. We are the one that causes America to function and go round and round, and for people to continue to be capitalist. And we are the ones that do it. We're the ones. And yet, when we have our allies, even, it's still not big enough because, like it or not, some of our allies have those ideals that are problematic as well. And we can only do and say our channel is this is our channel. We utilize it so that we can be a voice to the truth and that whole thing, and the voice of the voiceless, and push out conversations that do center Blackness, because media seems to forget us when it comes to that, even though we're the ones that are impacted the most by a lot of these stories. Just in general, we're looking at leaders and we're hearing about leaders who put out lots of misinformation, dangerous signaling, right? About Black people, about immigrants, about brown folks, about all of these, about LGBTQIA plus community, and will do this virtue signaling, and people die because of it.
Yeah,
Immediate responses from the ones who are supporters of these people. And mind you, we're just seeing what has always happened, but now we're seeing it in real time in the social media world. And we're seeing it where they don't even care.
Right.
They will have things like the RNC. Now we have access to seeing globally now.
Yeah.
And they will treat it like a whole KKK rally.
Yeah. It's because the evil has organized.
Right there, man. Evil has organized. Come on with it.
One of the best lines off of that show called Evil. I wish it was mine. I took it from Evil.
Oh, come on. That's good.
They have found each other online. They have found each other on social media, and they have replicated the power that we had with Black Twitter, with Black social media, with all the revolutions that started as a result of being connected online. They've learned it. They replicated it, and now they're using it to serve evil purposes, to serve white supremacy, to serve patriarchy. And now it's not enough. They got to go one step further. They are actually using it to organize the violence that Donald Trump just spoke about last night, which is let's have a really violent day, and that'll straighten everything out. So,
yep. And that sounds like a purge to me. Nobody can say that that's not that time. Like we already know that they've had days. They've planned days. We've seen January 6th that they want us to say that was so long ago. They want that was yesterday, girl. 2020. We was dealing with a pandemic. We was dealing with knees on necks. What was talking about?
They saw what happened with George Floyd and how millions of people across this country in solidarity stood up, and they saw that and said, nope, never again. They said we would never again allow that many people to move in solidarity on anything except white supremacy. Except patriarchy, except greed, and but no, I think I be of good cheer, folks. I think God gonna do something about it. I gotta have faith.
Exactly.
Because if not, then I'm gonna buy as many guns as I can afford and just wait for them, be sitting on my front porch.
You see, because and people get upset if I say I don't want to go to work on January 20th. If I don't want my because this is the thing. If Kamala Harris wins, they gonna be mad, and they're gonna say you're in trouble. If Kamala Harris doesn't win and Donald Trump wins, they still gonna put trouble out there. They've already stated what they're gonna do. They've already got specific dates. They have a whole manuscript. They have a 2025 Bible with instructions before Donald Trump becomes president. And what that looks like to be a part of the army when he becomes president. So we got it hard on all sides of it.
We're encompassed out on every side.
Yeah. And so when people say, okay, on that day, I'm not going to send my child to school, I'm not going to work, I'm not doing that, we are literally having our children miss out on an opportunity for learning. We're missing out on an opportunity for money, but that's for our safety.
Yeah.
That's for our safety. We're doing all of this. So because of extreme, we got to go extreme. And Ben, you saying that, okay, that particular day or in that time, I'm going to have to arm myself. And people hear you say that as a black man, and oh my God, that black man he's about to do something.
Armed and dangerous.
Look, but see, though, I don't think people understand, though. I got kids. And I ain't like Boosie.
You ain't like Boosie.
I ain't selling out my kids. I will murk every single one of these white supremacists that come up to my door, that come down our streets, who fancy themselves as executing Donald Trump's purge. You think I'm gonna just sit back and just let them do that to my family?
Right.
Now, I ain't saying I'm gonna win, but I'm saying I'm gonna take as many of them with me as I can.
As you should. As you should.
As you should.
As you should.
Same here. I might not win, but goddamn it, I'm going down fighting.
We taking some of y'all. I'm gonna be going to heaven. Y'all gonna be going to hell, but we gonna be going at the same time.
What Nino Brown said, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. With something along them lines.
I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something. So, with that being said, we're leaving here with your subscription, we hope. So make sure you have liked, shared, and subscribed to each and every one of our channels if you're watching.
Put up that screen, Jeremiah. I'm about to call this man Jeremiah. Man, I've been
is Jeremiah in the room?
He's somewhere. Put up that donation screen for us.
Yes,
mine shouldn't be good. This is a good one because mine isn't on there. But look, folks, we do this out of our passion. We do this out of the fact that it has to be done. We also do this because there's very few people who have been sounding the alarm at the level we have for so long. Like, we ain't new to this. We're true to this. We've been doing it since before the pandemic, and we need your help. I need at least, how many people we got? I got 1,066 people. I need 100 people in the audience. I'm about to do my church thing, Rebecca. Can I do it real quick?
Yeah, you could do it. This
I need 100 people in the audience to, what's that Cash App, Rebecca? Which one is that?
Becca's Voice.
Becca's Voice on Cash App. RebeccaAzor@gmail.com on PayPal, and you don't have Venmo. I need at least 100 people. And matter of fact, we could do it. We could do it even smaller. 20 people to send $50. 20 people to send $50 to Rebecca Azor. She has held the line on this show. And if for no other reason, you just need her voice to keep coming and keep going. And we need y'all to support her. So as many people in the audience, if you got $10, send her $10. If you got $5, send her $5. If you got $100, and I know I got at least one baller in the audience that could send $1,000. Let the Lord lead you. Let the Lord lead.
I'm about to say lead this way too, because
DJ Exclusive said don't leave him out either. So do the same, as many as you that can, because listen, the algorithm is against us. It just does not let our message get through. And without you all sending financial support to these two hosts on the screen, my information is not on there for a reason, because I want you all to support these creators, support these hosts. They've held it down for years, and we can't keep holding it down without you. We quite literally need you. Becca's Voice on Cash App, and DJ X3C on Venmo. We need as many of you who can do it to do. If it's $1, if all you have is $1, send $1.
Yep, especially this is my only form of income at this time.
Don't send your last dollar, because you need that to but if you got a spare $1, send that $1. Spare $5, send that. And Rebecca, you can say it better than me. This is your main thing right now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Becca's Voice, and on Cash App, please do. This is my only form, because I said I am going to commit to this and just this. And so in right now, no monetization, no income, no nothing. I want to do the work. I'm here with you guys, and I appreciate that, Ben. I love when you do that, because you just have this preacher way about it, and this way of demure, this is demurity, if that's the word. Very mindfulness, but I really appreciate it, because even with the program that we use, I pay for that as well. So we're making sure that we stay here, we utilize the best of the best, and then we have the best of the best that we want to make sure we keep. Right. So we do this. Y'all seen us go through. This is years. Been saying years. I think we're almost at a decade of even having the Like It or Not show. So yeah,
no, it can't be. Oh my God.
Yes. So it's been a very long time. So with that being said, I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We are at the end of the show, and I don't want to hold you guys any longer. Ben, I know you got to get to your wife and your kids that you love, because your name ain't Boosie. Okay. And I know, Bubba, you're probably working today, so I want to make sure I get you back logged in and at work. Guys, I love you guys. I mean it. Today is Monday. Tomorrow is the 1st. That means that rent is due and a whole bunch of things is due. But I hope that you keep your minds focused on good, and you prepare yourself for what's to come. I don't want you to feel scared. I don't want you to be feared. We do this because we want everybody to know what's really happening behind the scenes, when they're just patting it down with, oh, that's just. And here we are to tell you, no, that is. All right. So I love you guys so much. I thank you.
Just had to do it.
Lord. Who did that?
Me. I just did that.
Man, you have to do me a little bit better.
I know, right? You can have turned the head at a little bit.
Listen. That'll be me. I'll be that.
Then be the black extremist. Remember when you used to call yourself that? The black extremist crew? Because you said that's what they was calling black folks who said anything outside of a certain talking point.
I would much rather go to a cookout, but if we got to have a shootout, be prepared.
Cut that part out of the stream. We ain't doing that on YouTube. I love y'all. Still trying to get monetized, man. I love y'all. Mean it. I'll see you guys next time. Okay, it's not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I living life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what?